What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday, and that means it is time for the last Naples Bello TT. I was here last Tuesday. So I didn't do the first one. There's 4 of them. I didn't do the first one, but to qualify for the overall, you at least have to do 3 of them. So I missed the first one. I did the second one, which I won. There's a video on the channel if you haven't checked that out. It was very nice. I won the overall on the road bike. And the third one, I finished 3rd on the road bike category. There was really good competition that day, which I'm hoping that they will be here as well today to make it a lot more interesting. And so this is the 4th and last one, and I'm still with the results that I have with the 1st and 3rd. I'm still 1st overall right now. So I'm hoping I can get a good result again today. And I would this is the last one, so today is like the podiums for it, and I think there's a jersey for the overall winner. For the, obviously I'm on the road bike category, so I'm hoping we can get a good result today, and then we can take that jersey home. So we're into pulling into the park right now. We're gonna go get the number, put the number on. I'm gonna go do a warm-up. I did not warm up at home today. I'm gonna warm up here, just a little easy spin, and then hopefully we can have a nice and fun TT. So I'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right, Felicia went out. She just went running. I'm trying to get ready. I mean, I still got a while, but I'm gonna go and do a nice little warm up, getting this Bello toes on. I got the old style, the ones that don't have the clip on the bottom, because I bought them a long time ago, like a year ago. So the new ones are, from what I've seen, they're much easier to put on, but this is what we got. This is what we're rocking. So we'll see how it goes. Don't use them. I don't use them often enough to have figure out the easiest, most convenient way to using them. So just improvising right now. Yeah. We'll see. I already got the number pinned. She put the number for me before she left, and yeah, hopefully some of the guys from last week will be here. As I mentioned, last week I actually ended up 3rd, and I mean, I was happy with the result, but I'm hoping to do a little bit better this week, and hopefully we'll take the overall jersey home. Alright guys, so here we go, Naples Bello TT number 4. I'll put the actual course and the effort on the screen so you guys can see that. And if you want to follow me on Strava, you're more than welcome to. It's just my first and last name. So as you can see, this is not like just an easy out and back TT. It's actually 2 laps of the course that you're seeing on the screen right now. And there's a lot of turns, and there's a lot of time spent of the power, like going into corners. And you'll be able to see that as the footage goes on. But as the footage of the actual time trial plays, I want to talk a bit about how sometimes we use other riders as our markers for development. And sometimes that could be good, but sometimes that could be really, really bad. And we got Felicia right here snapping some amazing pictures. So I'll explain here what I mean about it could be good and it could be bad sometimes using other riders as our markers for like fitness gains or performance. But first, a little bit of info on this actual time trial. I did end up winning this time trial, and I actually set a new 10-minute power PR, which I was very surprised with. For the fact that this is, like I mentioned before, this is a technical time trial. There's a lot of time spent like coasting off the power, going into corners, especially on the roundabout at the end. I think you spend like at least like 5 seconds that you're not putting power on the pedals. And so I did win. I did ended up winning this, and I did ended up winning the overall in the road bike category. Guys, this was only 2 days after a huge race at Florida State Championships, which I won solo from breakaway of 2 that lasted for 1 hour and 10 minutes, and it was just shy of 300 watts raw and around 320 normalized. So I mean, it's pretty easy to say that the legs were not fresh at all. But the week before, I only managed to get 3rd place, like I said before, and I mean, I was happy with my effort, but I was kind of disappointed with the result. I'm a very competitive person, and when I come out to race, is to do the best, the absolute best that I can, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the idea for this video came up because I'm currently working on like a really special video which goes over my entire cycling journey and how I went from being 220 pounds, which is the heaviest I've ever been, guys, to being around 160 most of the time now, but also improving my FTP by over 110 watts, which like it puts me around between 4.6 and 4.7 watts per kilo in just a year and a half. And that was all done with 8.5 hours of training a week. Yeah, you heard that right. Only 8.5 hours a week. So that's going to be a very special video. But I don't want to post it until I'm like 110% done with it and go over every little detail that I want to cover, like from like my entire cycling calendar, from my first ever ride to like every single FTP test, what apps I use, what training plan I use, and like all that info is going to be on that video. So if you guys don't want to miss out, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and so you guys can see that video when it comes out. But that aside, I was working on that video and I actually went back and looked at my first race of the year, which was Swamp Classic, which is a stage race. So Saturday is a road race, and then in the afternoon is a time trial with a crit on Sunday. I did end up winning the road race and the time trial as well, and I got fourth Sunday on the crit, which gave me the overall. But the most important part about all of this is that both of these riders that I lost to the week before were both there. So I'm actually able to go back and look at this data. Obviously, this guy's been cycling for years compared to me that I've been cycling for less than 2 years. So on last week's time trial, I was 20 seconds back from first place and around like 9 or 10 from second. Well, I went back to the beginning of the year when we all raced the same time trial. I was a category 5, I was a cat 5, and I'm pretty sure the other riders, one is a cat 1 or cat 2, and the other one for sure is a cat 3, which is my teammate Nico, super strong rider. But because we did the same course at the same time, I had to look at the data. And so Eric, who won the time trial last week, he did that time trial, not last week, but the one from Swamp Classic. He did it in 20 minutes and 33 seconds. Nico did it in 21 minutes, 13 seconds. And I did it in 22 minutes and 58 seconds. So Eric was 40 seconds faster than Nico, who was like, was that like a minute 45 or so faster than me on a 20-kilometer time trial. That is huge. And Eric was over 2.5 minutes faster than me. So looking back at this 12-minute time trial, it doesn't feel as bad getting beat by only 20 seconds, right? And that's the power of positivity. And yes, I know 22 minutes is longer than 12, right? But let's just say, for example, that they beat me by double the time if it was a 20-kilometer time trial instead of like whatever the 5 miles or whatever the time trial was. Well, even if we double that, I would only have gotten beaten by 40 seconds and then 20 seconds to second place. So compare that to 2.5 minutes a few months ago, and that is huge. So what I want to get to with this video, guys, is the fact that although you can use other riders or friends or, you know, whoever as a marker for progress, is not always the best thing to do. Now, I'm going to give you guys a better example of how I want to start looking at my training from now on in like a more productive way. So same thing as before. I was working on this video and looking back at my first ever 20-minute FTP test, right? I did 242 watts or so for 20 minutes. And I had an average heart rate of 180 beats per minute. So keep that in mind. 242 watts for only 20 minutes, right? And my average heart rate for that effort was 180 with a max of 194 beats per minute. So now let's look at this ride I did. Nothing special. A few weeks ago, just like a typical Friday ride, I went out testing out some new tires I put on the gravel bike and some new tire pressures because I have an upcoming 87-mile race, gravel race. And there's going to be a video from that on the channel as well. So if you guys don't want to miss that, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, right? So let's look at that ride. That ride was 2 hours and 7 minutes at 262 watts. So 20 watts higher But not only 20 watts higher, 20 watts higher for an hour and 50 minutes longer. And my average heart rate was only 160 beats per minute. Like, if you don't call that performance gains or fitness gains or whatever you want to call it, then I don't know what else to really say. But that is my point behind this video, guys. That is not something you will be able to measure comparing yourself to others. So like that being said, just keep track on your own progress. Or like, okay, so just sit down, go back to your Strava calendar and have a look at your entire data, and I can guarantee that you will surprise yourself with how far you have come and all the goals and PRs and accomplishments that you have set for yourself, not having to compare yourself to other riders. Because you also got to keep in mind that those riders are moving targets. They're also getting better. So yes, let's say that rider did not progress, he got slower, and you close that gap to that rider, then you'll be very happy. You'll be like, wow, I closed that gap to that rider. I remember when he used to drop me on the rides. But that rider is a moving target. He could be moving forward, he could be moving backwards. So it is very, very hard to gauge yourself using other riders, and that's why I'm actually making this video, because I was doing the same thing. I'm not saying that don't do this. I'm only saying it because I was doing the same thing. I was comparing myself to others, and it actually made me feel good when these riders they knew for how little I've been cycling and the progress that I have made. So when they talk to me as a competitor to them, that they've been cycling for a very long time, it actually feels very good. And when other people have these expectations of me to do great, knowing against such hard competitors, knowing that I've been only cycling for like 2 years or so and only training for just a little bit over a year. So that's why it's so important to like just only compare yourself to others, and don't feel the pressure from other people telling you, oh, you know, you couldn't beat these riders, you're not the best rider in town. You're like, that does not matter. Like I'm saying, that's the whole point of this video. Do not take pressure from other people to do great. Just do your own thing, focus on your own training, and I can guarantee you that you will get to a very high level. I'm not there yet. I know I have a lot more to go, and that is the whole point of this video, guys. So like I said, if you guys want to catch more videos, if you want to, like I said, I'm going to be doing that 87-mile gravel race. So if that's something you guys want to watch, just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It will really, really help me out, and it'll let me know that you guys are enjoying this type of videos, and it do take a lot of work. So and if you guys want to catch that other video of just sort of like my entire cycling journey, like I said, from when I first started riding down to where I'm at right now, I mean, I have made huge gains, but those gains did not come easy. I had I developed I don't really want to get into it too much in this video, but yeah, like I said, it was not the progress was not linear. It did stall out at a time. It was mistakes that I made, and that's why I'm making that video, because I want to help you guys not make the same mistakes and actually keep your progress going. Because I really developed, I started counting calories, and I was in calorie deficits and really watching my weight, and that completely stalled out my progress. So I learned a lot along the way, and that's what I want to pass on to you guys, because I know there's a lot of new cyclists out there who could use that information, and yeah, it'll be great. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. What do you guys use as a marker to gauge yourself? Do you look at, let's say, a ride, and then you do the same ride, you know, not only FTP, but you do the same ride a few weeks later, not only look at power, but also use power and heart rate together? Is that something I do on like my zone 2 rides to measure like my fitness gains as well? I use heart rate and power. So let's say, oh, I did this ride 4 weeks ago, it was an hour long, I did 230 watts and my average heart rate was 150. Well, 8 weeks later, or 12 weeks later, 20 weeks later, I did that same exact ride. It was about the same conditions, like temperature wise and things like that. I did the same power, my heart rate was, you know, 5 beats lower. So you really know that those are just fitness gains, guys. So with that, I'll leave the video right here, guys. I appreciate every single one of you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.